Shalom, 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 Yasha'Allah. This your boy, Brother Shamuel Allah, back at you with another quick edifying video. This lesson is going to be called Two-Thirds. It's talking about Babylon, and they will remember. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Call Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahawah, and his only begotten Son's name, who you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahawashi, right? And the Holy Spirit, which is the Rawchaa. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who have ruled well through the Spirit and have fed and edified the sheep in these last days, and has pushed this gospel and this truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom. Another mighty shalom to all you Akim out there laboring on the highways and hedges and on the unicorn, which is this internet, pushing this 100% doctrine and this 100% truth to the four corners of the earth in these last days. A mighty shalom to you all as well. All right, like I said, today's lesson is going to be two-thirds. It's talking about Babylon, and they will remember. All right. I just came across this video. It's from HOI Las Vegas. And I guess it's Brother Ari, right? And just listening to it, it's a little short video. Let me, two-thirds. Okay, But as I'm listening, and let me see if I can pull up maybe the transcript. He's going into, talking about the two-thirds. Let me see. He starts it off by, saying again, another episode of the truth. Okay. But it says, let me see. He started reading Zechariah 13, right, 8 and 9, talking about how it shall come to pass, two parts therein shall be cut off and die. It says, but the third shall be left therein. It says, through the fire I will refine them. We're going to get into that. But the point, let me see. It says, Salakia. Trying to find where it says, all right. So a minute 30 says, all right. So then two parts, it says they're going to get cut off and they're going to suffer consequences, for not following, it says, the law, statutes, and commandments. All right. And we understand that this is about, the elect, and this is, ultimately for the elect, you have to predestined, right? You have to already have been chosen from the foundation of the earth. All right. So the elect was already chosen from the foundation of the earth. All right. So this is about the elect. All right. Are the elect going to try to keep the law to the best of their ability? Of course they are. All right. But this is ultimately about the elect and the non-elect. All right. And two-thirds of our people are non-elect. All right. And that's why they're going to suffer, those consequences. All right. It says, but then it says, when he goes on, he's talking about the two-thirds. He said, Yahawashi, right? It says, so the Lord is going to refine them as silver, right? He's going to refine them as silver is refined, right? And the way I'm listening to it, you're saying that the two-thirds are going to be refined like silver, right? And that's talking about the elect, or the one-third, okay? Here in Babylon, right? This is talking about Babylon here, that land and all the land that's talking about here. This is where the major prophecy goes to, okay? Let me see. So it says, so they're going to get burned up with nuclear fire, right? There was one more. It says, okay. It says, so basically refine them. So when they come back, it says when they come back into the kingdom, they're going to be refined new, right? And it says, and then he said something about so that they're not going to have any remembrance, right? And you see the second minute and 53 seconds, it said that, he's saying that they're not going to have any remembrance of the wickedness that they've done, right? And I want to touch on a couple of that, right? It says, and they come back, they're not going to have, at 3 minutes and 5 seconds, they're not going to have any remembrance or anything, but righteous, okay? So I just want to get into that, right? I want to, touch, on the 2/3, all right? First, let me get this, all right? This is Salakia. I'm going to get this real quick. Right, Proverbs chapter 27 and verse number 5. It says, open rebuke is better than secret love. Okay. And I want to get this. In another comparison. All right. It says, better to correct someone openly than to let them think you don't care for them at all. All right. So this rebuke is just more of a correction and a clarification, right? For some people who might not know. All right. Because the 2/3, right, like I said, is talking about here in Babylon. All right. Here in Babylon. All right. The 2/3, the one, that's what that's talking about. All right. So let's get into it. All right. So let's go to because he said a couple things, right, that really stuck out, and one was, he was talking about how, let's just read it. We're going to read Zechariah, Salakia. Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8, it says, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And it says, so 2/3, 2 parts, right? 2 out of every 3 Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? And you of the diaspora, right? Whose lineage goes back to Jacob. 2 out of every 3 here in Babylon are going to be cut off and die. All right. It says, but the third shall be left therein. Okay. So the third is going to be left therein. They're not going to be left in Babylon, right? They're going to be taken out into the chariots of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi when Yahawashi comes. Okay. It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. It says, and they shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is my most high power. Okay, that's the third, right? Who's gonna call on the names of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, and those are going to be the one, right? And ultimately, they're of the elect. They were already predestined. Okay, let's get that. Ephesians 1, right? In verse number 4, it says, according as he have chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him, having in love, it says, having predestinated us unto the adoption of the children by Yahawashi HaMashiach to himself according to the good pleasure of his will. So the elect were already predestined. They were already chosen before the foundation of the world. All right. It didn't have anything to do with, because they didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Right. None of us, we all fall short. All right. That's why we need Yahawashi. All right. We need Yahawashi. Okay. But they're predestined, right? The elect were already predestined, just like the non-elect were already predestined to fit that destruction. Lord's will. We're part of the elect that's going to be delivered. Okay. Because when Yahawashi comes, he's coming to deliver the elect. All right. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to Zechariah, Salakia. Zechariah 13, right? Zechariah chapter 13 and verse number. I'm gonna touch this point first, right? At the bottom of verse 8, it says, "But the third shall be left therein," right? It says, "And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried." Okay. Now I want to get this real quick. Let's go to the book of Sirach. All right. Let's go to the book of Sirach, right? Because the elect on this side, they're getting tried. All right. Those are the ones who are going through the persecution. Hey, the 2/3, they just living it up. They just doing their best thing, right? Even some of these Israelites, right? Right, whose heart is really not into it. What are they doing? They're feasting, partying, Kwam Yashalin, right? They're doing all that. All right. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, and verse number 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble." It says, "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end," right? Because at that last end, what happens, right? You're gonna get beamed up. All right. You're gonna be delivered, from Babylon. All right. It says, "Whatsoever is brought upon you, take cheerfully." It says, "And be patient when thou art changed to a low estate." Right? Right now you're looked at as nothing. Who are these niggas on the corner? Right? What are they? You don't know nothing, right? You didn't go to no seminaries. You didn't, who is it? You was the same cat on the block, right? That's how you look. That's how they're looked upon us. All right. But that third is going to be delivered. All right. Let's keep reading. It says, "For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men, right, in the furnace of adversity." Okay. The Lord is trying, the elect to see, he's trying them, and testing them. When you put gold in a fire, you have you find a rock, that gold rock, out of the dirt. You got to refine that. You got to purify that, right? And you purify it by the fire, right? These fires are what? These trials. Okay. It says, "For gold is tried in the fire," and it says, "and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity." All right. When times get crazy, right? Are you going to fold? Right? Are you going to fold and be like fool's gold? Or are you going to, continue enduring and shine, at the end of the day? And only the elect are going to be the ones that are going to be shining, when Yahawashi comes. All right. Because he's going to be delivering those. He's going to be delivering his fine gold, his precious jewels. All right. But it was already predestinated from the beginning, before the foundations of the earth were formed. Okay. It says, "Believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright." It says, "and trust in him." Right? Now look at that. Verse 6. "Believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him." Right? Only the elect they're going to be following, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right? They're going to hear his words. Right? They're going to do the works that they need to get done. All right? They're going to have the faith. Right? They're going to continue on when tribulation and trouble comes. All right? They're going to stand 10 toes down. For real, for real. When shit hits the fan, when the MOTB gets implemented, right? Revelation 13 and 16, right? They're going to be the ones who are going to stand firm in the name of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, even if it's being put to death. All right? But to understand that, the ones who are getting tried, right, are the elect. They're being refined right now. They're being tried and tested. All right. And ultimately, guess what? If you fail the test, then you weren't even of the elect to begin with, right? Because the elect are going to endure. They're going to make it because they were already predestined to make it. All right. Now, let's go to the 2/3. Okay. Now remember, this 2/3. This is talking about here in Babylon. All right. You know, let me see something. What is that? Revelation, right? When John the Revelator, when he was looking, I believe it's 15:2, right? This is Revelation chapter 15:2. It says, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. It says, in them that had gotten the victory over the beast, right? Who is that talking? It's talking about the third, right? And then the elect around the world. All right. It says, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name stand on the sea of glass, having harps of the Most High, right? So John the Revelator saw as if it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, right? Of course, that's talking about the chariots, all right? The elect, right? The 1/3, right? Who were beamed out of Babylon, and they're going to be on that chariot looking down at Babylon the Great on fire, okay? On fire, right? They're going to be seeing the 2/3, right? And anybody else left in Babylon, right? Whoever else is left here in Babylon, they're going to be watching them burn. All right. Matter of fact, let's get that. This is Revelation chapter 14 and I'll start at verse number 9, right? Because ultimately, those who take, the charagma, right? Or the micro C, right? And it says, let me just get to the point. Revelation chapter 14 and verse number 9, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, because the angels are going to be there. And what are they going to be doing, right? They're going to be gathering and they're going to be destroying, okay? the Yahawashi is coming with a host of angels, right? And they're coming in their chariots, and he's going to have his chariot. Like 2nd Esdras 13 says, his chariot is going to be as huge as a mountain, okay? And what do you think, listen, the angels are going to be tearing stuff up along with those arrows, right? That thermonuclear fire, right? From those arrows, those ICBM missiles that are going to be shot by these other nations, right? That is prophesied, in Jeremiah 51 and 50, Isaiah, 54 and 16, I believe, right? The waster, he's created the waster to destroy. That's talked about those ICBM missiles, right? They said no arrow shall miss. They shall all hit their mark. Okay, this place is going to be going down. All right, and this, here in Babylon. Okay, we know Israel's going to be hit, right, with that nuclear fire. But guess what? They're going to build. It's going to be built back. But this place is going to be totally desolate, right? When John the Revelator he saw this place completely on fire. All right, and it's completely on fire through those arrows, those ICBM missiles, and also when Yahawashi and the angels come back, right? They got laser beams on their chariots. They're going to be shooting and zapping stuff too. All right, so this is going to be, and it could be the 2/3, right? And still, let's read about some of the 2/3. It says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, right? Because they're going to be present, be watching that, right? The elect are going to be watching the 2/3 burn along with, everybody else here in Babylon, right? All these other nations, right? Who all came here for the great, for the Lord, set them up to be here for that great sacrifice, right? The elect are going to be watching that and praising Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, right? So now the other thing Um, Matter of fact, let's go to Zechariah. Right, we know about the fire. Let's go to Zechariah 14 and is it 12? Salakia. Yep. This is Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. It says, and it shall come, and this, Salakia, Zechariah 14 and 12, and this shall be the plague wherewith Yahawah, Bahasham will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. All right, that's talking about that nuclear feat. That's talking about that punishment that 2/3 of our people gonna get here in Babylon. Right? If it's not the flames and the destruction, right? It's gonna be famine, plagues, pestilence. All right, but but understand that it was already predestined. It was already predestined for them to catch that. All right. And they're going to remember, right? That's what I want to touch on too. They're going to remember. Let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 12, right? It's the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 1, right? It says the time of the end. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even that same time. And at thy time, thy people shall be delivered. Who is that? Thy people, right? That's Zechariah 13 and 9 or 10. Salakia 9. The third. The third and the rest of the elect, right? It says, and even at that same time. It says, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book, because it was already predestined for them to make it. All right. And it says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. All right. Because guess what? Those 2/3, right? When they come back, they're going to remember what they did. They're going to remember they're going to remember the things, how wicked they was, right? They're going to remember how perverse their spirit was. All right. Let's get that. Let's show more on that. Let's go to Salakia. Dang, this thing just doing what it want to do. Salakia. Let's go here. Right. Second Esdras. Let's stay at 8, right? Second Esdras, chapter 8 and verse 56. It says, for when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, right? 2/3, right? They could care less, right? The Lord put it in their spirit to not even to care about this, right? That was their script, all right? It says, for when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of his law, and forsook his ways. It says, moreover, they have trodden down his righteous. It says, and said in their heart that there is no power, yea, that knowing they must die, right? So I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to jump down. It says, for as the things aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them, for it was not his will that men should come to naught. It says, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made him, and were unthankful unto him, which prepared life for them. And therefore is my judgment now at hand, right? And I want to jump to verse 2nd Esdras 9 and verse 1, right? It says, 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse 9, it says, then shall they be a pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. Right? We read that in Revelation 14 and 10. All right. With fire, with brimstone, with torment. All right. It says, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. It says, and they that have loathed my law, while they yet had liberty, when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. It says, the same must know it after death by pain. And they're gonna remember. They're gonna remember their wicked ways, right? You know that LMNO ABC FYG, right? They're gonna remember their wickedness. They're gonna remember their wicked ways. All right. It says the same must know it after death by pain. All right. Now let's go to I'm about to land my plane. 2nd Esdras chapter 5 and matter of fact, let's go to 8 real quick. Top of 8. 2nd Esdras chapter 8 and verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few. All right. And that's talking about it, right? The third are going to be brought through the fire, right? And the elect, 2/3 of our people here, 2 out of every 3, right? They're gonna die here in Babylon, all right, in the land of their captivity, all right. Jumping down to verse 3, it says, there be many created, but few shall be saved. All right. And when you go to matter of fact, I think it's 9. Here we go. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 18. It says, and now when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in, that now live, no man spake against me. Right? Because they all got that script. They all got what they were going to be doing. It was already predestined, right? That the elect was going to endure unto the end, and 2/3 not going to make it here in Babylon. All right. It says, for then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by perpetual seed, and by law, which is unsearchable, rid themselves. So I said, so I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it. Right. And ultimately, that ultimate test, that ultimate device is that Revelation 13 and 16. Right. 16, Revelation 13, 16, and 17. All right. That MOTB, that charagma, that physical. All right. That physical thing. Right. It says, and I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster. All right. It says, and a plant of a great people. Okay. The Lord has selected, a select few, right? Those are of the elect. Those were already predestined, right? It says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. Okay, because the Lord, it says, who will lay any charge to the elect? They were already predestined to make it. All right. So understand that, right? I just wanted to kind of go over this, this Zechariah, right? Zechariah 13 and 8 and 9, right? It's talking about Babylon, here in Babylon, and 2/3 or 2 parts of the people they're going to be cut off here in Babylon. All right. That's what this is talking about. All right. And they're going to remember. Okay. They're going to remember, it said the same must know it after death by pain. They're going to know it. So they're going to be a pitiful case because they're going to remember. They're going to have their head down, like the elders, right? Talk about, they're going to be having their head down because they're going to remember, and they're going to be ashamed of the things that they did. All right. But after a while, hey, They'll get back, they're in the kingdom, But ultimately, they're going to definitely remember their wicked and evil ways. All right. It says, oh, I'm sorry. I'm losing my train of thought. Yep. So the 2/3, right? And that's talking about here in Babylon. This is the main, when you think about a movie, this is the main scene. This is the main focus. All right. When you have a movie, right? And where is it located? It's the main location, right? One of the main is going to be here in Babylon, Babylon the Great. Okay. And this is that place that's gonna feel that wrath, man, because this is gonna be the place that's gonna be hit by damn near all the ICBM missiles. All right, where the earth is gonna rock to and fro. Okay, and guess what? Our people, right, are gonna be feeling that, right? They're gonna be feeling this whole time, right? Through Jacob's trouble, right? Through famine, through pestilence. The scriptures talk about it. All right. And this place is going to be like a woman in travail. All right. And that's what when you read Jacob's trouble, why does every man have his hands on his knees? But it's like that's for a different thing. But ultimately, like I said, the Zechariah 13:8 and 9 is talking about here in Babylon the Great. All right. Where 2/3 of our people are going to perish and a third are going to be delivered, right? When it talks about left therein, they're going to be delivered, right? They're going to be along with the elect around the earth, right? They're going to be the ones that get beamed up into the chariot when Yahawashi comes. He's coming for the elect. All right, let me just get that. All right, just so there's no confusion with that. And Salakia for this kind of going long, but I just want to make sure people have an understanding. All right, Salakia. Book of Matthew 24 and let's see. Start at verse number 29. It says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken, right? With those ICBM missiles. Boom, It says, and then, right, the same time the missiles is headed right here for Babylon, same time Yahawashi is going to be showing up with the host of angels in their chariots. All right. And it says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. It says, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Okay. But the Lord is coming for ultimately his elect who were already predestined to get this. All right. Who were already predestined to follow, his ways. All right. That's why it says, Matthew 10:28, my sheep hear my voice and they follow me. Okay. They're going to follow Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right. And that's why in Zechariah it says, they shall call on my name. I shall call to my people and they shall call on my name. All right. So I just want to do this lesson. Lord's will, this was edifying. Right. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Halal Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Peace and blessings to the elect of the 12 tribes scattered abroad. A mighty shalom to the 144,000 men and to the rest of the elect, right? Because it's about the elect on this side, right? The 2/3, they're going to have to be born, right, through the loins of the elect at the end of the day, all right? And they were already predestined for that to happen, right? And that's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect, because we, Lord's will, we're part of that number, all right? And we want to make sure that people have the understanding, of what's going on. And that 2/3 is talking about here in Babylon. That 2/3, 1/3 is talking about right here in Babylon. All right, aka America. All right, and with that, I'll say shalom.